I have seriously overcommitted. Are you sure this is wise? Like, are you sure this is sensible? Are you gonna get an injury? 12 events. I thought it would be nice to have a little bit of a rundown of everything I've signed up for over the next few months, which is honestly quite extensive. My A races, there were 2 of them. There are now 3. The third being a really, really exciting one. This is the madness of my training plan. We are on week 4, which is a little bit of a deload. And the week is just made up of, kind of changes week by week, but swims, runs, cycles, and then brick sessions. And then I've put 2 rest days a week in because I simply cannot hack not having 2 rest days. Those rest days are active rest days, so I will normally do like yoga or a walk or just something nice. I've repositioned the camera a little bit because I chopped the top of my head off. So I'm going to count it. Number of events between the 8th of August and the 7th of October. So yeah, 3 months. 12 events. Now some of them are like simulation runs in training for Cornwall. So if we take the simulation runs out, but we're keeping, my run club are running mini backyard ultra events. I'm going to keep those in as races, but if we take the simulation training runs out, it's still 9 races. So here's the rundown. First up is, as I say, a mini backyard ultra simulation. So the run club that I run the Basingstoke and Hook locations for with my bestie Amy, the overarching kind of She Strides group, we are putting on a series of 3 mini backyard ultras. So a classical backyard ultra, for anyone that doesn't know, is a 6.7 kilometre run on the hour every hour, and you just have to keep going as long as you can get back in and start the next race on the next hour. The next lap, sorry, on the next hour. I did one last year in Cornwall and DNF'd on lap 12, and I'm going back this year with a 100k goal. But I'm also kind of secretly, but not so secretly, because I'm telling the internet, hoping that I can push further towards that 24-hour goal. 100k will be 15 laps, 24 hours will be 24 laps. So, to make this a little bit more accessible and for people that maybe haven't done a backyard ultra before and want to get into it, She Strides are hosting a series of 3 mini versions where it's 5 kilometres rather than 6.7, and it's every 45 minutes. And we're capping the first 2 at 50k, and the third one that we're doing is capped at 70k. So that first one is on the 8th of August, and that is a 50k cap. So ideally I really want to do 50k. Then a couple of weeks later I go into Thorpe Park Sprint Tri, which is a really cool event because when you pay for your race entry you also get to go into Thorpe Park for the day afterwards. So a sprint triathlon is 750 metre swim, God I should know this, 750 swim, 20k ride? I think it's 20k ride, 5k run. So it's a sprint, and the goal is to do it in around, I think I said an hour and 20 minutes. What did I put in the end? Yeah, hour and 21 to hour and 22. And if it's a good day, an hour and 19 and to an hour and 20. So we'll see how that goes. But myself and my partner are both doing that. It will be my second triathlon. The first one I did was an Olympic distance at Dorney Lake, which I survived but like didn't really race. It was just getting the feel for it. And this one I do want to go in and be as competitive as I can. So yeah, it's the 750 swim. I'm working really hard on the swim. Kai, my boyfriend, is helping me because he's a strong swimmer. Recently bought me all of the gear, so I've got to now walk into the pool with like flippers and earplugs and hand paddles and all that sort of stuff. So really working on the swim to make myself as comfortable as possible as I can on that. The bike I'm okay with, and the run's my most comfortable bit, so I would like to do the run in sub 22, but that would be rivaling my current 5k PB, and that's obviously not coming off of a swim and a ride. So we'll see. Need to do a bit more speed training, which I am actively avoiding at the moment, just because the load of all the training is a lot. Then the next two are simulation runs. So the first one I have in my diary, there's a few people doing Cornwall from She Strides together. The first one I have in my diary that I can make is 18 laps, which would be 120 kilometres. Just technically over my goal. These simulation laps, we tend to park up at Aldershot. It's just called Aldershot Leisure Centre. It's in the military bit, but basically we park up there. We fill the boot with snacks and drinks and all sort of stuff. We do a 6.7k loop and just come back to the car every time. There's bathrooms in there, leisure facility and all that sort of thing. So we'll do that simulation run, but we'll do it through the night. The thing that I found most difficult at Cornwall last year was that by the time it got dark, we were also, by this point, everyone that was left in the race was really tired. So I say really tired, we'd started to get tired. And the pack thinned out, so you were on your own a lot. And now we were also in the middle of Storm Amy. So darkness, tiredness, that fatigue is quite something. The storm, you know, you've got great head torches on, but you can still only see this far in front of you, and you feel completely on your own, even though there's probably a runner 20 metres in front of you and 20 metres behind you. That being said, by my 11th, 12th lap, I was at the back of the pack and there was no one behind me, and it felt like, it wasn't a safety concern, but it felt like a safety concern in my head. So really important in this training block to be training running in the dark, even if not solo, just training through the dark and through the night. I don't know that 18 laps is realistic. I think Holly, who runs She Strides, I think she might have set that for her goal. We'll see what I do. And then there's another sim of that the week after. Then we go into another She Strides mini backyard ultra, again at 50k. That one's on the 6th of September. And then a really fun one in Basingstoke. I can't actually remember the name of the company doing it, but they're hosting a couple of 10k races across the next few months. And as a member of She Strides, if you sign up with a specific code that we have, She Strides Girls obviously, message Amy or I for it. With a code that we have a private photographer for our group, a donut table, which is I think what most of the girls are excited about, and then yeah, we just take part in the 10k race around Basingstoke. So that should be a little bit more of a chilled one and a nice community vibe. That's on the 10th of September. Oh, and then we come into my favourite event of this period. My lovely friend Sarah, who I met through She Strides. I won't tell her story fully. However, she is hosting a charity run. It's called Annie's Butterfly Run on the 13th of September. Sarah and her husband JP are hosting a 5 and a 10k run. I'll pop the link to it below in the comments. It's a charity event, so anyone that's kind of local and would like to come down and support, I know that Sarah and JP would really appreciate it. Myself, a lot of my friends and family and a lot of the She Strides gang are going down to support Sarah and JP and the amazing cause that they're raising money for. So if you can, please do come down. If you can't, please donate what you can through the Just Giving page. 19th of September, I am doing a 15k Tough Mudder with my friends Hannah and Zoe. I know what to expect because I've seen everything online. So I've seen what it's all like, you know, all of the water obstacles and the electric shocks and all of that. But as I understand, it's 15k with about 20 obstacles. This one's just going to be really fun. Hannah said to me, my friend Hannah, who's run it a couple of times before, said to me that you kind of make a pledge at the beginning that you don't time yourself. So I just think that's going to be really lovely. Like, there's no pressure. It's pure vibes, fun, and just having a nice day out with friends. So yeah, really looking forward to that one. Then we have another simulation run for the Backyard Ultra, but this is much shorter at 3 laps because we will then only be a week out from another of my A races being Cornwall's Backyard Ultra. So I ran this last year, and it was the first time that Harriet and Grit, I believe is the company that Harriet runs, hosted or put on Cornwall's Backyard Ultra. So we're kind of known as the OG crew, those of us that did it the first time. And a few of us are mad enough to go back for more, plus a lot more of She Strides are attending with us this year. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. The elevation, I think, is a bit nutty. Harriet, who runs the event, she's just an absolute badass coastal trail ultra runner. So she's like, oh, the elevation's not bad. I thought it was horrific. But really looking forward to that one. It's always, I've done it once, but it's such a lovely weekend. My mum and I last year rented out a big kind of motorhome. This year my mum and I are doing the same, but my partner Kai is coming with us. So my mum and Kai will be my crew, throwing food at me when I come in every hour. And races like this are just amazing because they really give you the potential to like push yourself harder than you ever thought you could. And anyone that's coming along with us or that hasn't done one before, the first thing I say to all of them is that you are capable of so much more than you think, and that I can't wait to see them do this race because they will come out with the highest number of kilometres that they've ever run. I ran 77k last year, and the furthest I'd done was a marathon in a BYU simulation. So that's like a lot of kilometres on top of that. And this year I'm going back for 100k plus. And let's be honest, I really want the 24, but I'm saying 100k. So yeah, I can't wait. You know, it's basically a competition of how much you can eat as well. I'll do a bit of a video probably beforehand on what's going in my bag and what we're packing, but had an amazing session actually this week with Lara at Veloforte, who owns Veloforte, who make really natural gels, energy chews, post-exercise recovery shakes, electrolytes, all those sorts of things. And she gave us some really good advice on fueling. And it was confirmed that my fueling suggestion of shitloads of sausage rolls probably isn't the way to go. And no curry the night before, which I learned the hard way before a simulation run. Think of that what you will. Then it gets mad. Exactly a week, well actually 8 days after Cornwall's Backyard Ultra, I've just been given an amazing opportunity to run the Royal Parks half in London. I can't actually say why it's an amazing opportunity yet, so big secret. Cannot wait to share that with everyone, including friends and family. But yeah, it was a half opportunity that I literally could not take up. So even though it's only 8 days after running a Backyard Ultra, I'm going to be putting my bloody all into that, and 3 other leaders from She Strides are doing that with me. So yeah, really excited, can't wait to share more about that one. And then finally, to round it all off, we have the final She Strides mini Backyard Ultra, which this time is capped at 70k. And again, I can't wait to see what all the girls, like how they surprise themselves with how much they're capable of. My real hope is that we have a couple of slots left on the 70k one, or we do another 70k sim, mini backyard I should say, for the girls that did the first 50k and hit it and go, you know what, I could do a bit more. And that is exactly what all of our community is all about with She Strides. An amazing race calendar, a mental race calendar. My mum keeps texting me being like, are you sure this is wise? Like, are you sure this is sensible? I'm gonna touch wood. Are you gonna get an injury? Like, no, that's not gonna happen. It's just gonna be the most amazing race season, with the most amazing people. A lot of it is She Strides affiliated, and I just continue to like pinch myself for how lucky I am that I fell into She Strides at exactly the right moment, and that Holly, Ellie, Stevie and the team, you know, give Amy and I so much trust in Basingstoke. And also we are launching the new Hook location on the 3rd of August. So if you're in the area and you want an all-women's running community to come along to, Hook She Strides launches on the 3rd of August. We're really, really excited. Please send a message. Again, I'll put a link to sign up to the launch event in the description below. But the launch events are really cool. We've got Body Set coming down, who I did a previous video about my run fit assessment. They're coming down to kind of take everyone through their services, and also you can get yourself a nice little cheeky 5-minute post-run massage for free. We've got lots of other amazing partners bringing some goodies down as well, so it's one not to be missed if you're in the area. Yeah. So that's the breakdown, that's the rundown. Let me know if you're coming to any of these races, if you've signed up for any races over the next couple of months, and what's on your to be booked list as well. If there's anything else that's amazing that I've missed, please let me know. I'm sure we can squeeze one more in. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, I'm really impressed, and I will see you in the next one.